We went to the Orchard Family Farm yesterday.com. We went to see Night Owl and we couldn't find her at first. We walked out into the fields and she was out, and I hope that Erin will edit this in. She was out with all her girlfriends and they were in the water, in the trees, stomping and playing, and then the horses began thundering around and showing off. And
she was having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
That's why she loves living at the family orchard farms. And she's in the herd.
Yeah.
Her herd.
Yeah. Find your herd. That's a good one. Find your herd and ride.
Yeah. Ride with people you enjoy to ride with.
Yep.
And find your own herd and just go for it. Fly with them. Welcome, friends and viewers around the globe. Pegasus, an emblem of inspiration. According to legend and folklore, everywhere the winged horse struck his hoof to the earth, an inspiring spring of water burst forth. The fabled Pegasus carries the thunderbolts for Zeus. And such was my inspiration this week, interviewing my great friend of nearly 3 decades, Miss Colleen Lake. My inspiration. Humble in her triumphs of concepts and design, she continues to fly magically around our world, creating environments of design and art that are as timeless as the mythical steed. Colleen will undoubtedly be embarrassed that I convinced her to shed her humility for a moment in time and share with us all her thoughts and inspirations of how she conjures up magnificent spaces for the world to enjoy and celebrate. It's purely magical. Hello, friends and viewers around the world. Welcome to NightOwlRouter.com. I'm here with my great friend Colleen Lake, who's one of the premier designers in the United States and been a great friend for 25 years. We're in the penthouse at the Portofino Resort and Spa here on Pensacola Beach. We're going to talk a little bit about how we came to know each other and design and art of living.
The art of living.
Colleen, how did you tell our viewers how we first met?
We met long ago and far away. We were all younger and thinner at that point. I was working in Atlanta at a magnificent club, way out of my element, way out of my league, and I met Philip Morris, who was running the Great Gatsby out of Atlanta. A magnificent architectural warehouse of the most beautiful pieces you could imagine. The most phenomenal lighting and columns and furniture and art and gates.
And what did you do with all of that you purchased so swiftly?
Yeah. We set up a club. We did a beautiful club. The United States Olympics were coming into town, and we needed to set up a club very quickly. And we were blessed with some wonderful people who gave us a wonderful job. And in a good 90 days amount of time, we developed a wonderful club for the world to see. Some of the funnest and the finest people who came to the Olympics in Atlanta. And that's how we first met, and we've become lifelong friends. It's great to have a friend who you're quite simpatico with and who will listen to and be loyal to. We could all have a little bit of that in our lives.
One of the genius things you do, Colleen, is you create environments from concept to fruition. Tell me, how do you come up with these concepts? Not everybody can see in their head in 3 dimensions, but how do you start the process? Like when you were in Atlanta, you had 100,000 square feet or more.
That's true.
And you had to accomplish the build out in 90 days. I know you had 500 work crew, 24 hours around the clock to get it done. You made it happen very rapidly. Didn't give you a lot of time to conceptualize the idea. So how do you do that? How did that come about?
Your success is the same success you'd have in anything. You have to do just one thing, and that is to listen. Listen to your client. Listen to what your client needs, or what will benefit your client or your people or your friends or yourself, and whether it's a small residential project or whether it's a large commercial project. Look at your clients, listen to your clients. What are they trying to accomplish? What would you like to do.
So do you have to see the end result in your head
Oh yeah.
before you start conceptualizing? And you have to know what the goal is. Do you actually see all of that in your head in motion
I do.
prior to you dreaming it all up?
I do, and I call it my RoboCop vision. When I walk in, everything just builds itself. And of course, with anything, it morphs as you go through, and you learn and you find pieces that you didn't really know were coming to you. But usually, my first feeling, my first stab at it, is really the way a property should flow.
So do you start with a signature piece and then build around it, or do you leave spaces open to put in a neat piece when you find it?
I start with the mood. I start with the feeling of the space. I start with energy and light. I think we all need a great energy in any home or business or space. What is the mood and what is the energy of who's coming in? Is it your family? Is it a home? How is your family going to live in a home? How's the best energy for your family? Is it a restaurant? What is the best seat? Are we all in the best seat? Can the staff get to you quickly? Will it service you well? Are you comfortable when you're there?
Yeah, this is we're sitting in a penthouse right now, and right above us there's a 417-piece art glass sculpture that was handmade by Dale Chihuly. And this was the signature piece I started with here with Adachi and Associates when we decorated this space. So it all started with that, and then we built around it.
So interesting concept. Philip will start with the signature space and build around, where he'll start with the outside in, I'll start with the inside out.
Yeah.
So, and both ways are right. Both ways
Yeah, there's no right or wrong in design.
There
It's
sure
just
isn't.
a matter of how you go about
There
it.
sure isn't.
But like you, when you conceptualize something, you have to envision it in color and
That's
in
right.
3D.
That's right.
And I personally look at the end result, and I actually see the first opening party happening. And
Yes, that's
I see
right.
how are people
That's
getting
right.
from A to B. And,
That's right.
And how are they seated, and
That's
what
right.
are the elevations, what's the lighting.
So we see the finished, we see the final, we see the finished. I can hear the glasses clinking. Whenever I'm doing a commercial project, I can hear the glasses. And when I'm doing a residential project, I can hear her being frustrated, the kids are running.
And all those things you take into consideration when you're building the environment. I mean, you've done some massive projects throughout the United States, both in live music venues, nightclubs, hotels, racetracks, along with the very high-end and very comfortable private residences. You've done some very unique work over the years. Colleen joined me in '96 after the Olympics. We were in Miami Beach, restoring and renovating the National Hotel on Collins Avenue for a client I had at the time. And I was in great need of Colleen's genius, so she flew down and spent just over a year, I think, conceptualizing or reconceptualizing the decor and design, which was all Art Deco related. And the end result being you won the award for best historic restoration in the Art Deco South Beach district for that time, the first, as a matter of fact, which set a precedent for the rest of the hotels that were being developed. Yeah, it was a.
Who knew?
Yeah, it was a very lively time when we were there.
It sure was.
We had all the stars, and whether it was Madonna or Lenny Kravitz, or everybody was there.
Stone Continent shower curtain.
Yeah, it was a happening time.
For the opening night, it was 1935 Art Deco renovation, and it was quite spectacular. It was 30 stories high, a hotel, a beautiful hotel, extraordinary, right on Ocean Boulevard. And for the opening night, there were bands and music and TV and television, and of course, synchronized swimmers in the pool with bathing caps on.
Yes.
Can you say how cool can you be? I mean, who has the classic Janssen commercial? Remember, with the bathing suits with the low synchronized swimmers in the pool. So that's follow through. That's depth of design. That is bringing your client, your customer, your guest back in time to that period.
And a lot of it comes down to the very fine detail. As you know, I like detail, but you have to get down to that because subconsciously and subliminally, it becomes noticed, even if it's not first noticed by the guest or the resident or whoever happens to be using it or the nightclub patron. they see the grandeur, but then all of a sudden the little details come to light. Whether it's
This is true. The eye always knows. The eye always knows, and the heart knows. You don't know why, but either something feels authentic or it doesn't.
Yeah.
And in any project, clear away everything and just bring what's authentic.
Yeah. And authentic, absolutely. And your viewers can see behind us, we actually have an authentic sculpture here. This is the small version of Pegasus. I think you saw a larger version of it in a prior episode, where the life-size one is at Los Arcos outside of Madrid with Jaime and Mercedes Moreno. We have one commissioned that's the miniature version. And my love for horses, and actually, Colleen, you have a bit of a horse story. You actually witnessed the Irish Derby.
French,
Derby.
the English.
Derby.
The English Derby, not the Derby, but the
Not
Derby.
the Derby, right, the
My
Derby.
dear friend Nicholas Motley brought me to the Queen's Box in London to win the Irish Derby. I was fortunate enough to do Thoroughbred Racetrack in Rockingham Racetrack, renovate some of them for the race for the owners.
And you had the opportunity to meet Her Majesty.
I did have the opportunity to meet Her Majesty in the paddocks.
In the paddocks.
In the paddocks at the British, English Derby some time ago, and she was sweet and lovely and welcoming, as we all should be, whether we're the Queen or not. Welcome anyone into your space.
And the horses in my life, as you know, are now top of the list. Thank you to Night Owl and everything we're going to be doing with Night Owl. As far as creating environments, as you saw yesterday when we were visiting Night Owl and the little piece of property I have up there, I'm in the process of creating another environment that now involves a full-blooded living creature that has its own needs and wants, and at the same time creating the detail in the environment that makes it livable or
Meaningful.
Meaningful, that's a good word. And Colleen and I brainstormed the bunkhouse project yesterday, and Colleen came up with some superb.
It was an awful argument.
It was an awful argument.
To be going around, it is his house.
I haven't told her that she won yet, and she hasn't. But all ideas are good ideas, and it's a matter of people willing to give the input and think out of the box. When it comes to, you've got to think way out of the box, and you can always tailor it back in.
Sure.
But
Super point I think you're getting to. We are in a multi-million-dollar penthouse on the top of the world with a who knows how many thousands of dollars light fixture above us. And yesterday we were in a small 12 by 16 room about to make a home as meaningful as this is. The simplicity and the elegance of this design is found in a meaningful space in Philip's life. You can have a meaningful life anywhere and a meaningful home anywhere.
we talked about that a lot yesterday, because one of the conversations we had is about how culture is changing, and a lot of people are in a position to downsize or have secondary places that are smaller, less high maintenance, more interesting, and I think
It is the way we are going now in America and perhaps the world. We also saw a beautiful couple yesterday. You'll have to look at their Orchard Family Farm.
the Family Orchard Farms,
FamilyOrchard.com.
Night Owl is boarded. Yeah.
Where Night Owl's born. And what a lovely, lovely couple and a lovely farm. And they could travel. One's a digital expert, could travel the world. The other is a style expert. And they're paring down their life to this beautiful, simple life. And I think that's where we're going in America. We are close to hearth to home. We want to get back to nature. And we want to get back to each other. We want to get back. How can we heal ourselves or find something in ourselves, in others, if we can't find it in ourselves? I was a little worried about this interview today. I'm not saving the world. I'm not saving children. But in my small way, I'm learning in my industry, how can I save, or how can I teach you to save you? Because once you have a meaningful space, you can find your meaningful self, and then you can... So,
I've met a lot of recently retired people who, like, I'm not retired by any stretch, but
I'm hoping.
Purchasing a horse. But I've met a lot of people who've done this. They've found a little plot of country land,
Absolutely.
or where it's zone appropriate to
Agricultural.
to have a horse and stables and such. So equine society, equine world is literally growing by leaps and bounds.
Phenomenal life it is, because we're able to get out and ride, and there's community, and there's a shared experience, and we're with nature, and it has a little Ralph Lauren glamour to it.
It does.
Who got it right long ago? Ralph Lauren.
Ralph Lauren.
He did. He had style, but he was outside.
Yeah.
He was always out, but with style.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it is being able to actually get out into the country life, whether
And
you're with
get
a
out
horse or
into
not.
life.
Right, get out into life and enjoy the activities, and you see a lot of different things from a motorhome or the back of a horse, or things you
You
would
turn off the
normally
TV.
see.
Turn off the TV,
Turn off the
guys.
television.
Turn off the TV.
Don't turn off the YouTubes.
Right.
Turn off the TV.
And get out there and ride. Get out there and ride, and feel the wind in your hair, and get out there and ride. Just meaning chat with your friends. Get out there and ride. We don't even go out anymore. Get out there. And
Well, that's part of what this channel's about, is just telling people what's out there, or letting them know there are different options and different venues, and meeting people like you and seeing how you really create atmosphere and environments for your clients that are not capable of seeing the 3D in-motion vision.
I'm not capable of brain surgery. That's why they do that.
Yeah.
They do that too.
Yes.
Well, it's not that you're not capable, it's you're focused on something else.
But I know from having seen your designs and experienced your environments, they're timeless. You create things that you don't need to redecorate every X number of years. What you create are timeless environments, and if you want to change a little piece here and there,
Excellent.
fine. But the basic infrastructure always stays the same.
You don't need to be weird or cocky or crazy or anything. Just be classic.
Classic, but with thinking out of the box.
And a little panache, a little family, a little
Panache is a
history,
great word.
a little style. Give your guests a little surprise as you come around the kitchen. Like, oh, that's cool. Lighting is everything. Pay attention to your lighting when you're designing, because it makes a woman more beautiful in the evening, and it makes us all feel fresh in the morning. But lighting is big. Space, and always windows. Anytime you can open up a wall of windows and natural light.
Yeah, we're sitting up here in the penthouse. We have a massive wall of windows overlooking the Gulf of Mexico, and probably one of the most brilliant views along the Emerald Coast. Portofino, the resort and spa, was developed here on currently 28 acres, overlooking national land that can never be developed. So we're fortunate. And I'm glad you could come here and visit us today, and I'm glad I hope you can spend a week or two. We've got to go back. We've got to go back out and see Night Owl. And Night Owl is my Pegasus. She takes me to the heavens in a very
Find your night owl.
emotional and spiritual way.
Yeah.
Find your own night owl.
Yeah. Find your horse.
Yeah.
Find your horse and ride.
Find your own herd and just go for it. Fly with them. Anyway, it's been great. I'm glad you spent the time here with me, and I love you. And here's to the next 25 and 50 years.
Yeah.
Peace, everybody.
And love.
And love.
My message today in this broadcast to you, our friends around the world, is simple. Pay it forward. Take whatever powers that you have, participate in life, enhance the lives of others in whatever format you can offer, and share it. Be inspired, think out of the proverbial box, and make a difference. Peace, Philip and Night Owl.